Hello and welcome back to the Pregnancy and Postnatal Entrepreneurs Collective podcast. I'm your host, Niamh Cassidy, and today I am joined by Lety Martínez, who is a soul-led business mentor and a Akashic records practitioner based in Mexico. She has spent over 25 years building and leading businesses before making the shift into what she does now, which is helping entrepreneurs whose lives have changed through inner growth or transitions or simply becoming someone new or starting something new to become the person and the business owner that they want to be. So welcome, Lety. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Niamh. So nice to be with you here across the planet.
Yeah, across the
You know, me in Mexico, you in Ireland. It's so cool.
It sure is. So I know that you've had a big transition in your life and that you walked away from a business that you spent 25 years building. So what was the catalyst of that and how did you navigate it?
Well, you know, I was super passionate about my business. I owned a franchise in Mexico that's from the US, and then I was the director of the franchisees all over Mexico. So I worked with a big company and you know, the first, 20 years, like the first half of I was just super in a great position. I helped over 250 franchisees to, you know, train them and build their businesses and become super good and everything. It was super, super cool. But then I guess I myself started to change a little bit I was starting to connect more with my spirituality. Mm-hmm. And also the company shifted direction and I was not in sync with, you know, with it. It was, to me, it was an old system of operating a business. Mm-hmm. And I was moving on forward faster, I guess, or in my own way. And it was not, you know, in resonance with me. So I was doing pretty well actually, but I decided that I was not being coherent anymore. And so I decided to leave it. And then I started to explore my own business. And I've been an entrepreneur for as long as I know, but I was on my own now, you know, and I started to see how business is an inner work. Mm-hmm. As well. It's not only the business part. I'm very strong at business, the structure, the systems, but I always saw this other human part. Mm-hmm. That was missing. And so I'm kind of like the bridge between business and spirituality. And this is how I see it. Then I started to see patterns in people, in my, clients that came over and over. And I saw that so many people think that the solutions to their business always is a new strategy.
Yeah.
And I realized that is not always the case. And sometimes it goes deeper because you can have the new strategy that works a little bit for a while, and then you go back to the new strategy and the new strategy. But the thing is that if you don't have a business foundation that is strong, it's like having a house without walls, mm-hmm. just with the poles, you know, and it's going to fall down sooner or later. And so you need to redesign your structure to hold those walls. And so that's how I go very deep into, that's how the Akashic records, I don't know if you know what the Akashic records are.
I don't, you can explain it, so because the audience probably won't know either.
Okay, so this is about energy work, and the Akashic records is like an energetic library, let's say, kind of like a Google, where all the energy gets recorded and stored. So this is the energy from the planet and the energy of each person as well. So everything is in the Akashic records. all your life, your emotions, your decisions, everything is there. And so when you access the Akashic records, you go very deep because you probably, we all have blockages in our life, and we kind of go into patterns, repeating patterns all the time, because we don't even know what the root cause of that pattern is. We forget. And so when you go to the Akashic records and see the pattern and the root cause, then you can replace it for a new belief that is now in congruence with you at who you are in this moment.
And I think, something that you said at the start about that when you were working in the other business, in the franchise, and then that it started to feel not you anymore. And I think a lot of the people that I work with would have similar experiences, because they may have loved what they did before, and then they became, what often happens for us is they became a parent, and they either didn't get the support that they thought they needed, or they got support from somebody wonderful, and they fell in love with supporting women in that pregnancy and postnatal period. So they follow their heart into this business, but quite often don't have any business knowledge at all when they go in.
The passion is always there, right? But you need to support yourself as well, and you need to have a structure to support you and your business. And to me is I see very often that when you don't know how to build a business, and your structure is very, it becomes really hard to build to run the business. It becomes really overwhelming, and it doesn't have to be, really.
And I would
you
see
have
a lot
to
of
enjoy it.
I would see a lot of the patterns, even just that you mentioned already, about the wanting to try something new all the time. So it's like, okay, I'm going to try this. All right, well, that didn't work. So now I'm going to try this. And that didn't work. And then now I'm going to try this. But maybe even the first thing didn't get enough support, or wasn't tried for long enough, or implemented in the way that it needed to be for that person, before we give up and we try something else.
Yes, I know. And some of the things I really are into is your values. If you have very strong values, not the values of the past. So I call it the New Era Values Framework, because we are moving into a new system, because the old systems are not working anymore. And you probably know this, and your clients as well, because you guys are not connected with the old paradigms. You are moving forward. And I really, really love what you do. Really. I really appreciate that. I think it's super important for women and for families to have this sacred connection in the most precious and important time in their lives, and the system that we normally have, especially here in the in the Occident, with all the technologies and everything. And I don't say that this is wrong or nothing like that, but sometimes it gets not good. Yes. And so I feel that the values are super important. And so the new values of this new era, to me, because there are different kind of values, but the new values, like we normally have this inherent value of working too hard, like hustle all the time. And that's, I just need to work more to get by or whatever. Or also the control, having the full control of everything is an old value. And with many times we don't even know that we operate like that, because it's in our subconscious that, we just do it. But there are better ways, more efficient ways, and more coherent ways to work, in other ways. So to me, it's like beginning with that, if you don't have, this is a very strong part of your foundation in your business. And I guess you agree with that because I heard you talk about values as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, one old value is competition, and we need to collaborate, to co-create.
Mm-hmm.
And in this, and it feels different just by, I don't know if you can feel the energy of the words control and ease, and hustle and conscious growth is different, you
Absolutely.
know so yeah, it begins with those things that we don't pay attention to, but they're part of our foundation. And if you are like operating everything like in a hustle, like working more and getting new clients all the time, and you probably are attracting the incorrect clients
Mm-hmm.
as well, and people that drain you instead of being in alignment, and attracting the correct clients that really bring you joy, bring you, let you shine your light more, and it's better for everyone. And so yeah, that's what I feel.
And going those values that you're talking about community and collaboration, and I think you said conscious growth, that they feel in a lot way like the way we're more naturally inclined, but our society and the way we've been socialized over the past kind of century or so has brought us more into that other hustle, control, quite masculine sort of energy.
Yeah.
Whereas the collaboration, the community, the co-creation, that's very,
Yes.
it feels more natural, actual human type energy.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, because but the thing is that those all values were inherited into our system, into our code, into our DNA. So sometimes we continue to do that even though we know that that is not what I want, but it comes up automatically, because we have that code until we intentionally shift it into, no, I this is exactly what I want to, this is how I want to run my business,
I think
based on this.
one of the places where this comes up for people in business, and definitely with the women that I work with, is around the idea of marketing or promoting themselves. That it's something that we kind of have to do, and we're going to try all the things that we've been told to try, but then we don't really like doing those things.
Yes,
So
I know.
it creates this dissonance between wanting to grow your business, wanting to
Yeah.
serve more people, but at the same time not liking the kind of energy of what we've been told is how we're supposed to do this.
Yes, and that thought that we have to have more followers,
Mm-hmm.
and if we don't have enough followers, that means it's not working. That it's I see a lot of clients and people that have thousands and thousands of followers, but they don't have a business. It's really hard for them to have a business. And yeah, many times I find that yes, marketing is a big part of the business. If you have the good systems in
Mm-hmm.
place, if you have a good strategy, like, in the long run, not just, I'm going to post today, or I'm going to, that doesn't really work well. You're trying to make it happen, like by pushing,
Mm-hmm.
which is not the correct way. So yeah, I implement systems that help you with that part, with the marketing strategies and everything, so you don't have to be pushing and creating a business that is not, it doesn't feel authentic, I feel. Don't you agree?
Yeah, and it
It's
can get people to that point that you were talking about, where maybe they are getting clients, but they're not clients that feel good, or it feels too busy, and not enough positivity within it.
exactly. See, so yes, I totally agree. And so, talking about systems, I'm very strong in systems as well, because I feel that when you have the correct systems in place, that's how you liberate from the hustle
Mm-hmm.
part of the business. and then you start to have more free time. You start to enjoy more your business and your life.
And is there
And
any systems that you find that either everyone needs or that most people need to implement that might be helpful?
yes, well, I create system for everything. I am a system girl, but of course, if you are in the online world, you need systems. Let's say for if you want to do a webinar, well, you have to have a system in place. It's not only about showing up and giving the best presentation, but you also have to have somehow a system that connects everything to deliver that webinar and also follow up with the people and stuff, right? Like you need to have a link, you need to have like a so all that is a system that you have to have. You know what I mean? You have to have probably a booking system. If you are doing programs or something, you need to have a booking system, and you have to have also charging a sales system as well. So those are like the some part of the basic systems that we have to have. But I also have systems like for instance, I have a system for myself that is like I create a ritual every day when I start doing my work, when I sit down at my desk, and I have a system that yesterday I already have the things that I'm going to start working on today. I already have a system that yesterday, or the days before, I have it in my calendar or in my to-do list or whatever, what I'm going to do, so I can start working on not the tasks that take your time away, like not answering all the emails and stuff, but doing things that really move the needle of your business to really create momentum and bring in the clients and do the work for you. So that's another type of business, right? I do my intentions in the morning. I even light a candle, and because I'm really connected with my spirituality, but I also, I already have what I'm going to do. I don't just sit down at my desk and figure out, so today what's next, because you lose a lot of time there.
It's funny because I'm the same, or very similar, as in on a Sunday evening, I plan my week, and then every night I plan my next day, because like that, I know if I sit down and try and plan my day first thing in the morning, I'm going to be a bit didgery. I'm going to want to just have a cup of tea and start thinking about it. Whereas if it's done the night before, I can get straight to what I intended to get.
Exactly. Yeah. So I feel that is more effective. But there are little systems, right? Like that I implement in different ways. So that makes your life easier, your work more pleasant, you get more inspired, and you really get to attract the correct clients and all that. Yeah.
So we talked at the start about kind of that strategy and where people are always trying to pick the next strategy. I know you work with people going through transitions. So how do we know that? How do we figure out if we feel our business isn't working right now, whether it's that we actually just need a new strategy or whether it's something else that's going on?
Yes. So I created a quiz in my website.
Quiz.
So yeah, me too. So you can figure out what you're missing, because everybody, or not everybody, but most people think I need a new strategy. This is not working for me, and sometimes it is. Sometimes it is just a new strategy, but it has to be in alignment with who you are and your vision, your values, everything else has to fall in place. And sometimes it is like not the strategy, but it's you need to realign something in the foundation of your business. That's what I see mostly that happens. It's a little, this and that in little things in your foundation, and that brings your strategy to work. And not only for once, it continues to work for you. Yeah. And yes, I also use AI. I know AI is very, people are saying yes or no, whatever. I really train AI, and that's part of one system that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I train AI as my VA.
Great.
So it gives me everything that I need. Even I train AI on my way I communicate, because I want to have a good communication with the words or the intention that is part of my being, my true soul expressing, not only to fulfill something in the business, you know. So it's yeah. So I really work with AI a lot to create also the all the statistics, which is some people don't. I love numbers. I love numbers. So, and I think numbers talk to me when I see them. And so I don't know if you are into numbers. I mean, meaning like, how to understand what they're talking about when you see the numbers in a business, and how to bring the best of it. Or from there, you can see, well, this strategy is not working,
Yeah.
obviously.
My
And then
challenge is I quite like numbers and I can interpret them, but I never do it. I very rarely pull my statistics or try and figure it out, because I am victim to getting stuck in the doing, in
uh-huh.
the next task, the
Yeah.
next task, the next task.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I did make a promise to myself this year that I was going to get more into that type of thing. And I did it for about 3 months, but I've definitely fallen off the wagon.
Yeah. And that happens. I mean, it's part of the business, because we are so busy in the to do,
Mm.
all the time. But that's why I have it in my calendar that, every 15 days I check a little bit, or every month at least.
Mm-hmm.
I do I have in my calendar already is, a space for checking my stats.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I already have AI do that for me. I just give the numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super easy. But of course, you have to do the prompt, to do the, all the.
And set up the system, as you said.
It's the system. Yeah, that word. But it gives you a lot of insight.
Mm.
And I think it's something that most people are so busy that don't pay attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, if it doesn't help you, because you keep going in circles sometimes, and it's many times you just are not paying attention to where you should be paying attention, because you didn't see it in your numbers.
That is
you
definitely
know
true, that can happen. And Letty, if there was anything is there anything else that you feel would be important to share with us today?
Well, I feel that, as I said at the beginning, I connect business with who you are, really, and the way you are and what you do here in this world. And I don't see it as separate. I kind of see that there is a bridge between one and the other, and we need to connect those two to have, your passion fulfilled, but also sustained.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I feel what I feel about the connection between business and spirituality, and connecting both.
I definitely think that'll resonate with people in the work that we do, and
Yeah.
the passion, as you said, behind the business as well. And definitely when I'm working with people, I find it important to integrate that our businesses are part of our lives. So we can't say this is our business over here and this is me as a human being over here. It
Exactly.
is all
Exactly.
part and parcel together. So thank you very much
And
for
so,
reminding us of
yes.
that.
Yeah, and that's why I have Akashic record sessions, and also soul guidance sessions with my clients, to help them reconnect with their essence and their soul, and from there, connect that with their business. But also to see, many times we have like blind spots that we don't see, and those are blocking our path. And we continue to do, try in one way, try in another way, and we cannot figure it out. And sometimes it's just a pattern that is causing, that block in our energy. And when we enter into this in your soul realm, we can see what's happening, and then you become aware, and then okay, so now you can shift into something that is aligned with you, with who you are right now and what you want to do.
Yeah, I
And
think
so that's, I feel, is super important.
I think we don't always have the awareness of those things that are going on for ourselves. So
Yes.
any sort of tool or support that we can have that helps us delve into that little bit of self-awareness a little bit more, I think is definitely always really helpful and really valuable. So if people want to find out more about the work that you do, where is the best place for them to find you?
Well, my website and my Instagram, you can find more about me. My website is letymartinez.com, and my Instagram is lety.martinez.urrea.
Great. I will put those links in the show notes for anyone who wants to find out more about you. So thank you very much for joining us today, and for everyone who is listening, I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and do reach out and say hello. We love hearing about what you think of the episodes as they come out. And as always, if you ever want to send me a DM about anything, please do, and I will chat to you again next week.